It began like any quiet morning, until a shadow crossed the harbor. A signal appeared, too large, too fast, yet the report sounded impossible. The first dive was the moment peace ended, and the harbor became a target. The sea exploded upward, an instant of chaos where every second became survival. Torpedoes ran true, low and fast, aimed at ships that could not maneuver. With no warning, sailors became gunners, fighting back through smoke and confusion. Fire spread faster than orders, turning steel giants into burning islands of smoke.
They struck the airfield too, destroying planes before they could ever leave the ground.
In minutes, Pearl Harbor became a name etched into history, smoke rising like a signal.
General quarters, an order that turned routine into survival in the span of a heartbeat.
Tracers rose into smoke, tiny lights chasing aircraft that moved faster than fear could catch. Battleship Row was exposed. Bombs found steel and turned decks into smoke in seconds. Even while attacks continued, rescue began. Steady hands working in smoke and noise. Amid the chaos, commanders tried to impose order, mapping fires, guns, and ships already in peril. Fighters flew so low their shadows raced across the water, making every open space a danger.
Below deck, the battle was mechanical. Valves, doors, and seconds deciding whether a ship survived.
A second wave arrived, hitting a harbor already burning, while defenders fought to keep pace. Smoke swallowed the harbor, where rescue, defense, and endurance became the only remaining orders. Then the shore guns answered, improvised, urgent, and determined to carve space in the sky.
Torpedoes weren't explosions in the sky. They were strikes beneath the water, where ships couldn't escape.
On the ground, defenders aimed at silhouettes, firing by instinct as aircraft tore the runway apart. Not every attacker returned. Some vanished into smoke and water, swallowed by the harbor itself.
Against the odds, one fighter tried to rise, proof that resistance was still possible. Above the harbor, the fight finally rose into the air, brief, brutal, and swallowed by smoke.
On the water, crews fought fire with water, working under smoke while the sky stayed hostile. Fuel turned damage into disaster, one strike, and smoke climbed higher than the ships themselves. As defenses hardened, the attackers began to shift, breaking off, reforming, and searching for clean lanes.
In the middle of destruction, there were brief moments to understand. Then the next blast demanded action. In seconds, the sky turned into a firing grid, tracers drawing lines through smoke and fear.
The airfield was struck again, each dive aimed at preventing any answer from rising.
As the defense steadied, flak began to connect, turning attack runs into desperate descents. They fought two battles at once, fire on the deck and bullets in the air. Even the water was dangerous. Oil, fire, debris. Yet rescue boats kept moving. From the cockpit, the harbor looked like a furnace, guarded by tracers rising like fences. A handful of defenders tried to rise, meeting attackers in brief clashes hidden by smoke.
The defenders were targeted too, yet they kept the guns moving, refusing to give the sky away.
Smoke hid everything, yet inside it, sailors kept moving, keeping ships alive by force of will.
The rhythm began to change, defenses thickening, attackers adjusting, every pass now more costly than before.
Through one last clear lane, the attackers came again, until every gun found the same sky.
The defense became a wall, flak and tracers thick enough to force every pilot to gamble. In a brief, level moment, bombs were released, small shapes falling toward ships that couldn't move.
The impacts came in chains, each blast triggering the next emergency before the first could be contained.
Smoke covered the airfield like a blanket, yet even under it, strafing runs still searched for movement.
The attack's rhythm slowed, aircraft pulling away, while the work of saving lives and ships began. When the engines faded, what remained was smoke, fire, and men searching for the living. With the attack gone, the scale became clear, ships crippled, men missing, and work that wouldn't end.
After the blasts, the battle became heat and smoke, fighting fires that refused to die.
When it ended, the harbor offered no answers, only smoke, wreckage, and the next hard decisions. When the firing stopped, the hardest work began, sorting chaos into care, one stretcher at a time. Before grief could settle, salvage began. Lines, chains, and stubborn hands pulling a fleet back. Within minutes, reports raced outward, turning a local disaster into a national alarm. Across the country, a radio voice confirmed the unthinkable, and millions understood the world had changed. What was damaged would be rebuilt, faster, larger, and with a purpose that spread nationwide.
Far from the harbor, the strike force recovered, landing, counting fuel, and turning toward home. For a moment, the harbor went quiet. Then resolve replaced shock, and the living returned to work.
Pearl Harbor didn't just burn ships. It reshaped plans across an ocean, changing what came next.
Days later, recovery meant physics and patience, lifting what sank and refusing to abandon it.
Hold! Lift!
Pearl Harbor became a turning point, an ending for innocence, and a beginning for total war.